In the lore, being a Helldiver's not fun. You risk life and limb every day to protect Super Earth, and the devs are taking their roleplay too far by taking every chance they can to remove the fun from the game. Alright, let's start this off by what this video is not about. These are the things that don't bother me. The game started off to a rough launch. A lot of people couldn't log in, just getting kicked, hour-long queues, all that. As fairly commonplace, and I'm not surprised Arrowhead had these issues because they weren't expecting the game to be as popular as it was. They got that sorted out as quick as they could. They increased the server capacity rather quickly, honestly. And they also removed the PSN requirements to log in because all that was broken at the time. And let's be real, that came back to bite them in the ass. That whole debacle ended up with the game getting removed from 177 countries on the Steam store. This sucks for those players, but it's not Arrowhead's fault. But it is their responsibility. Kind of like if you're a store manager and corporate makes a stupid rule that you have to follow. You may not like it, the customers don't like it, but corporate doesn't care about any of that, and you have to deal with everyone being pissed off about it. And I like the game. I like the challenge of fighting hordes of bugs or machines or just a squad of divers, wrecking the enemy and each other. Or if you want another layer of difficulty on top of all of that, just play with randoms. And one of them might just lay mines on the extraction pad and kill everyone when they try to get to the Pelican. I like the ridiculousness of the story and everything that goes with it, from screaming about liberty, spreading democracy, and the overall characters of how that type of society would be. That goes into how fighting for Super Earth feels like it matters. It affects the game. They have a dude behind the scenes pulling the strings, coming up with the battle plans and orders, and if we complete this, then we get something good. If we fail, then something bad happens. Never forget Malevelon Creek, April 3rd, 2024. Liberate this planet so we can get mechs. He even honored a community strategy to cut off a bot planet from the others and making it liberated by proxy, even though the game engine didn't support it. Because it would make sense in the real world if you would have told me at any point in the past that a game would have a mashup of Dynasty Warriors with guns and a living, breathing 300,000 player version of intergalactic D&D with alien invaders that needed to be eradicated for liberty, and the worst part about all of this would be actually playing the game, I wouldn't believe you. Yet here we are. And everything that is going wrong with this game is solely at the balance team's feet. At launch, a meta quickly developed around the breaker shotgun and the rail cannon. And instead of making other weapons better, they took the easy route out and nerfed the good ones, then nerfed everything. And it sucked all the fun out of the game in an instant. I think this is what happened in the office a couple days after launch, but I'm not sure, so Sir, everything's going great. The players are all using the breaker shotgun to mow down the bugs, and when chargers show up, one of them used the rail gun to blast the leg armor off, and someone else steps up and guns it down. Sounds like the players are having fun. They are, sir. Look, we don't allow fun while defending Super Earth. Reduce the mag capacity and increase recoil on the breaker, and make it so the railgun, you can't break any armor anymore. Oh, and tell them they shouldn't play that way. Oh, I know that look, and you're absolutely right. We need to teach them to play the way we want them to. So let's add planet hazards to keep them on their toes and make sure it only targets the player and not the enemy, so that they're at the worst disadvantage possible when it happens. I get why they wouldn't want the player base to just play the meta or get kicked. Nobody wants that to happen, but instead of making the good weapons terrible, maybe, just maybe, try to make the bad ones good. There is only a meta because there was really only one efficient option. If they had more viable options, there is less of a meta to worry about. And the reduction in ammo capacity as a nerf is not the way. It's a shooting game. Let me shoot. The initial ammo capacity felt great. You got close to running out when the resupply was up, or found enough on the ground to make do if the party was split and a teammate called a resupply on the other side of the map. But check this out, 3 rounds of mag doesn't seem like much at first for the breaker, but you have to consider you have 7 mags. 7 times 3 is 21, which is almost 2 full mags. Or look at the breaker spray that got dropped from 32 rounds of mag to 26. It's about a 19% difference. But each of these had to use a round to kill even the smallest bug because the melee doesn't work. Then you got the eruptor, going from 12 mags to 6 mags. That's a 50% drop. The same with the sickle, going from 6 mags to 3. And those last ones were war bond guns. Yes, that means people paid money for them, then took half of the ammo away after they got their money. And they also did it to things like the crossbow, getting a smaller damage radius and lower mags, which was also from the war bond. If you want to drop mag capacity, then give me more mags to make up for it, since it feels like you're using reload time to slow down DPS while engaging a patrol, even though we have stratagems that I'm too scared to name, because if they see this, they'll increase the cooldown or reduce the amount the eagle can carry by half. Reducing ammo and adding more things to swarm you while not doing anything about the melee in the game being dog shit. It just makes it annoying and artificially difficult. Also, didn't someone say something about a sword? Whatever happened to that? I want my sword. How did they come to any of these decisions? Sir, the guns from the war bonds are a big hit. The players are really enjoying them. Reduce the ammo. But they paid us money for this. You think it's a good idea to take it away this soon? Tell you what, if they try to kill something in a way I don't like, I'm gonna make that shot hit them instead. But we didn't really explain how enemy armor works in the game. Make fire tornadoes an instant death. Why would you do that? They already tracked them down instead of being randomly pathed. Increase patrols for solo players. The whole armor thing isn't explained anywhere in the game. Like, what enemy has what armor? You have to shoot to see if the weapon you picked has any effect, and if you guess wrong, you get killed. If it's not explained in the game, why should I be punished for not wanting to stop playing the game? Log out and go look up the fucking game mechanics. Does Arrowhead think they're like the IRS? Like, they know how much you owe, but they won't tell you, so you have to ask someone, and if you get it wrong, you go to jail. I think they need to switch the way they do armor to a more damage reduction system. You know, like how our armor works against the enemy damage? You wear heavy armor, you take less damage. You wear light armor, you take more. Maybe a heavily armored enemy takes 50% damage with no armor pin on your weapon. Light armor pin makes it 60% damage and medium ups it to 75. Because shooting should at least chip. It shouldn't take an act of Congress 7.3 ounces of virgin's breast milk and a perfectly lined up shot to barely damage something, since all my stratagems are on cooldown because the game spawned 3 chargers and 2 bile titans in the last 2.5 minutes. This is a shooting game. Let me shoot everything. If I want to shoot all my ammo at a charger because I have a resupply up in 30 seconds and I'm saving my 500-pound bomb for the next bile titan, why shouldn't I be able to? Sir, since the row gun is useless now, the players have started to use the new quasar cannon, and it seems to be right where we need it. If they line up a good shot, it'll one-shot a charger, but if it doesn't, then it'll take a couple shots, so we're really rewarding good gameplay. So they have to take multiple shots now. That's right. Increase the cooldown. Yep. Why? It's working fine as it is. Because fuck them. That's why. It honestly feels like as soon as I find a way to use something effectively or something that fits my play style, they want to step in and kill it as soon as possible in some stupid cat and mouse game of me trying to have fun and them wanting to make it as difficult as possible, then wondering why groups kick people for not running the current meta. I don't have a lot of time, so when I do get to play something off stream between work and sleeping, I want to have fun. I don't want to log in 3 weeks in a row to find out the gun that I was using last week got nerfed into the ground, and I have to pick another one again, only for it to be nerfed before I can even log back in. Alright everybody, thanks for sticking to the end of the video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you found this insightful, like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. And if you don't, just, well, thanks for sticking around for so long.